Well, good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday. And so we are asking the question, what happened on Tuesday of Holy Week? Well, Jesus spent much of his time in conflict with the Pharisees and the Sadducees and the other leaders of Jerusalem and the Jewish leaders. As he would teach in the city, they would spend time trying to trap him in his words or to trick him. But the one thing they would not do was arrest him because they feared the crowds, because the crowds considered Jesus a prophet. One of the stories that Jesus told on Tuesday was the story of a king who sent out invitations to a city, inviting all the leading citizens to come to his son's wedding. Now, when a king sends an invitation, it's not really an invitation, it's a command. Yet these fools said, "We don't want to go." And the king got angry, but he said, well, maybe they just maybe they don't really understand what's happening. Go back and tell them everything that's on the menu. Now let them know what all they can expect here. And they went out. Some ignored the messengers. Some just said, no, I'm not going to go. And some of them even beat up the messengers and killed them. Sad. But when the king heard this, he grew angry. And he sent out his soldiers to destroy the city. But he still had a wedding. So he invited everyone, and not just the leading citizens. He invited everyone. He went out to the highways and hedges and went everywhere to invite people to come in to the banquet. People who would not normally be invited to the king's table were invited. The everyday people, the normal people, even some of the riffraff of society, they were invited to come in. And they came. And when the king came into the banquet, he would rejoice because of all the people that were there to honor his son. But then he saw one man there who came, but he didn't prepare. He just came as he was. He didn't think that, hey, I'm going to the palace of the king. I ought to at least wear my best clothes. And the king told his guards to throw him out. Now, that is a crazy story. Because no one in their right mind would turn down an invitation from the king. But that was the point of the parable. That was the point of the story. Jesus was speaking to those religious leaders. God is the king. He had sent his son, and they were rejecting him. But not only that, not only is rejecting him being in opposition to him, rejecting Jesus is indifference. When people don't care, that is rejecting Jesus. And so as we celebrate Easter week, we celebrate the greatest invitation of all. God sent his only Son, that whosoever would believe in him would not perish but have everlasting life. Now there are some people who will turn that offer down and reject it wholeheartedly. And there'll be some people who are indifferent to it. But both of them are rejecting the Son, and they will lose their lives ultimately. And then there are those who think they have accepted the invitation, but they haven't prepared. They haven't really trusted Christ, and they too will lose their lives. And so it's important on this Easter week that we remember that we have the greatest invitation from the King. And we have that invitation to go out and share with people that they can too rejoice in the great banquet one day. God bless you. This is just something to think about.